Today we're going to fit the carbon fibre to the dash. Right, okay, we've, as you know, covered the outside of the dashboard with a varnish. Jimmy's sanded it down so it's pretty level. It's all been cleaned and dried off, and we're now going to apply this black, let me show you, carbon fibre finish. I don't know if you can't see that properly, can you, because of the light. But it's carbon fibre finish, adhesive film wrap, so we're going to try and fit this anyway. So what we've got to do obviously is cut it to length first, so let me just open it up. Right, so we're going to roll it out. Lift that up. Cut the lines on it. So we want to allow for an overlap. Put it down face down first. So that's going to be enough overlap. That's that. Now what we're going to do, if we roll this up, take that off of there, roll that up, turn that over.
Tight or loose or what?
Just as it is. So this end here, if we start at this end here, so you give me an end, keep it up in here, keep it in line, I'm going to go over, and keep it up in the air, lift.
Slightly higher this time.
Is that better?
Yeah, it looks. Stage one done. Once we get it nicely flat here, what I'm going to do also is gently give it a go in with the hair dryer. That warms the glue up. Right, okay. Right, so all we've got to do now is just unpeel it from the counter. It's stuck down. Right, this is the back side of it, and this is where we want to make some relief cuts. Now the actual dashboard curves, so I'm going to have to just make some relief cuts in the corners, I think. Right, that's the back basically trimmed out. All we've got to do now is ensure we get rid of all the possible wrinkles that are on the front and tuck these edges around. So far it's not looking bad at all. In fact, Jimmy, get that paper down there with that on that. I don't want to damage it, do it. Right, so what I'm going to do here is literally make a few relief cuts. Right, okay. Now I haven't cut all the way through there, because what I'm hoping to do is to maybe press around the corner. Right, okay. Here's the first one. Let's turn it over and show you sort of finish that we're looking for. I don't know if you can see that. It's not very good light, unfortunately, but if you can see, that is actually very nicely finished. There we go. So we've got the hole to cut there. We've got a few more holes to cut, but that's the general outline of what we're doing. So, as you can see, I don't know if you can get the light off of there. No, you can't. Well, we're going to carry on and do this now, and we'll show you at the end. But we're just going to repeat the process on all the holes along here. So that's what we're going to do now. There we go. That's the whole dash, now carbon fibre. And I don't mind saying that it actually looks very nice. It was actually quite easy to fit, and all in all, you've got to be pleased with that finish, Jimmy. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's good.
Here we go, just to show you around how we've gone around the edges. Jimmy's at work. He can't help me. Sharon's here. She's going to help me. We're finishing off the mini dashboard. Right, what we've got, now you may remember, let me get a camera. Right, as you can remember, we carbon fibred with a vinyl wrap the mini dashboard there, and as you can see, it's turned out very nice. Shall I go give me that vinyl wrap over there, please? Now, I actually brought a small roll of vinyl just to do the clocks. But to be honest with you, I've tried heating this up, and there's no way is it going to stretch around the clocks along this inner edge sort of thing. So what I've actually done, I've actually sprayed this red, the colour we want the clocks. It's been primed and sprayed, and that's the sort of thing, as you know, when it goes in there, it's not sitting in there properly, but that's the sort of look we're going for. But what I'm going to do, there's another product out called a Hydrographic. Now we're going to try and dip this and impart a transfer film, which I'll show you in a minute, onto this by using a warm water and an activation solution. And if I just go over here, this is the actual Hydrographic Transfer. Now as you can see, it looks like carbon fibre, and what we're going to do now is to actually try and do this, me and Sharon, and see if we can film the process. Now I've never done this before, so it's going to be brand new, so I'm going to pass the camera over to Sharon now. Right, come on in, baby. Come around here. So apparently what we've got to do, we've got to drop this film. I've not put a lot of water in here, as you can probably see. We've got to drop this film on this water, and I'm going to drop it gently. We don't want no air bubbles underneath it. The water's at 30 degrees. In actual fact, to be honest with you, it's a bit too wide for you, but I'm not going to, there's nothing I can do about that now. So as you can see, we leave it in here for a minute, so counting now, it's going to be a minute. We don't want any air bubbles underneath it, so if we see any air bubbles, we've got to basically just push them out of the way, because we do not want any air bubbles. You can press them out basically, and can you see it start to smooth out now?
I can see it's the air bubbles still there.
Yeah. You can actually push the air bubbles out, as you can see, look. Just roll them along, and you can get them out.
Big one.
Right, it's been in there for a minute. Now what I'm going to do is spray this activator fluid on it. So watch yourself, Sharon.
Open the door a little bit, please. See, that's curled over there.
Yeah. And then we take our bit and dip. Well, basically, we buggered it up, okay? But I want to show you what it could have looked like if... Basically, what's happened is I've lost my temperature probe.
so I couldn't measure the temperature of the water, and I'd done it in my living room, and the fumes of the actual activator spray got to me, so I probably didn't put enough on. But let me just show you. If you actually look at that, where it's taken, that carbon fibre, look, is absolutely lovely. Now, all I'm going to do, look, it's wet at the moment, as you can see, look. But can you see, that's the finish we was looking for. Absolutely lovely. But once you actually do this procedure properly, this graphic actually sticks to the surface. Now I'm sure you'll see there that that's going to look absolutely fantastic. And all that is from a Hydrographic. It's got this like residue on it at the moment. You're supposed to wash all that off. But what I'm going to have to do is obviously just give this a rub down again, give it another base coat, and then we'll set the temperatures up. I'm in a rush at the moment, to be honest with you, because we're actually going to pick Jimmy up. So we've got 15 minutes to do this, and I rushed it and I buggered it up. So
There you go.
But
Don't rush work.
don't rush it. Do it in an open place. That's what I've learnt from this. And wear a mask. But I'm sure you see that actual is going to do another job. So we'll come back to you in a minute, or when we pick Jimmy up, and I'll reset everything again, and we'll actually do it again after I've sprayed this red. Right. Okay. We're in a bit of a different location at the moment. I've tried to get this more controlled. I've got hot water on tap here, obviously, in the bath, and I've got a container in the bath so we don't contaminate the actual bath. So I've measured the water temperature, which is at 32 degrees C. It should be about 30 degrees, so we're okay there with water temperature. This time we've got our mask for the activator, so we're going to spray with the activator. And now Jimmy's going to pass me. I've got Jimmy here again, by the way, you can't see him at the moment. So Jimmy's going to give me the first sheet, which we're going to do the clocks with, which is this one here. It's that way. Again, if you want to do a test to know what side to face down in the water, wet both fingers, touch a corner of it, and the bit that's sticky is the bit that faces down. So I'm going to lay this on the water now, and we've got a minute time of this going flat. So just lay this on the water gently. This time it fits. So what's happening now is that I'm now looking for any air bubbles in the surface. I'm sorry about the light in here, I know it's poor light, but I didn't get my studio lights out. I'm going to spray the activator spray on now. And we're supposed to have, I think it's a minute and a half window. Right, okay. Right, okay, I think that's ready. So, ready.
didn't work out too well, but we're going to try the other glove box at the moment, so you just bear with us. And I'll lay this one down now. I'm going to leave it for a bit longer. Right, okay. Right. As I say, at this game it's all trial and error at the moment. I bought the spray from one company and I bought the activator from another company, so they've obviously got different times. I'm going to leave this one for 2 minutes. Right, that's 2 minutes. I don't know if you can see or not, but that's actually stretched straight away. Right, pass it in.
Keep leaving a bit longer. No.
But it does get slippery and you won't keep the handles underneath it. Still something at the right. Right, okay. Well, that one's taken a lot better. But I'm still not happy with it, to be honest with you. Better, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Saw the inks, look, it stuck to me now, look. Right, I'm going to go and wash that off and see what we're left with.
I think you can put more clay on.
Right, as you can see, this one hasn't taken properly. We've got wrinkles in this one. This one, the second time, did okay, but it's still not quite right. So what we're going to have to do is to possibly iron out the problems. Obviously, when you see this on YouTube done, it looks so simple, but these are people who have probably been doing it for quite a while. They know the formula. They've got there's so many variables at the moment with regards to the activator spray. That's the aerosol spray we spray on. How long you do leave the actual film in the water temperature, the window between once you've sprayed that activator, when to dip, the actual transfer film you've got. Again, getting it from a different supplier. I've got my supplier. I got it from two totally different suppliers, so them two films may not be compatible. So we're not giving up on this. This is the way to go with this, because we get the lovely curves around the lighting modules, and once it's all lacquered up, it looks fantastic. So we're going to end this video here. We just showed you the technique, just to let you see, it would be a lot easier than trying to wrap it in this vinyl wrap around them clocks there. So we're nearly there with it. We just got to do a little bit more experimentation, and that's what we wanted to show you, that if you do see this sort of thing, Hydrographics on YouTube, about people doing it and it makes it look simple, you've just seen a real life example from a beginner. It's not as simple as it looks. You've got to have all the variables correct, and that comes obviously with experience. So hope you found this video a little bit informative, and as I said to you, showing you my mistakes means that you possibly could avoid them if you're doing the job yourself in the future. So we're going to end this video series here, and we'll show you the end result when we actually come to fit the dash, and it's all been lacquered up with the wheel arches as well. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next video.